Como que en pausa. Esto ya está, yo creo. Voy a poner la alarma porque tengo la lavadora puesta. Son la 1:15. ¿Qué temazo? A las 2 Vale, una horita tenemos. Esto ya está en directo, ¿no? Es que claro, como he vuelto a YouTube, no me avisa. Sí. Escucho súper alto, ¿no? Ahora voy a hablar. He trabajado el audio. Parece que estoy yo por encima del audio, ¿no? De la música. Parece que estoy yo por encima del audio, ¿no? De la música. A ver, ¿ahora estoy yo por encima del audio, sí o no? Sí, eso estoy por encima. Y ese es el aceite. Vale, está muy alto también, ¿eh? ¿Los auriculares míos o qué? Bájalo un poquitín, ¿eh? Una migajita. ¿Esto cómo se baja? No se puede bajar. Ay, no, espera. Como se ha hecho para PC, esto es... Ah, no, mira, sí. Ah, vale, se tiene que arrastrar. Es que ya se puede controlar con el... Ah, sí, yo creo que sí está bien. Ponemos un telos claro que sí, por favor. Volver. Bueno, ya sabéis, es un juego que ha salido, a mí me llegó ayer, WINKLEBOTTOM INVESTIGATES. Es un juego en plan rollo Sherlock Holmes, pero con animales antropomórficos. Somos en este caso una jirafa, un cuellilargo, que es Lord WINKLEBOTTOM, ¿será? Tenemos que investigar el asesinato de un bichito de estos que está en peligro de extinción. Que va a sacar un juego también de él. Y nada. Creo que no duró mucho, así que bueno, vamos a ver esta ambientación británica. Vamos a ver qué tal está. Vamos a darle a una partida. ¡Oh no, Dios mío! ¿Qué estos bichos? Agiada. Buena cabritilla. ¡Ah, señorito! Tenía su pijamita puesta. Los WINKLEBOTTOM INVESTIGATES. Te parece mucho Black Sabbath. Recuerdos de velero. Oh, mírame ahí la sombra. Con mi figurino.
Well then, Frumple, that was quite the case, wasn't it?
La lechera.
Oh, indeed so. Already made the evening edition, don't you know? I picked up a copy when I went to buy the boat ticket. We'll be quite the heroes, I think.
Hopefully they don't dwell too much on the part where one of the weasel gang cracked you over the head with a pool cue and nearly made off with all the gold, eh?
Huh, wretched blighter caught me from behind. Just not cricket, is it?
Still, all worked out in the end, my friend, and just in time too, as you have this party with Admiral Gilfrey to attend.
Look, who is this chap anyway, Winklebottom?
Oh, Gilfrey's an old school friend of mine, top of his class, went on to become an admiral, then latterly undertook a number of privately funded expeditions to all four corners of the globe.
Bit of a swot then, eh? We had no time for his sort at my school.
Evidently so, my friend. Right, let's get this boat ticket and be on our way. Where is the ticket anyway, Frumple?
Oh, I slipped it into the newspaper for safekeeping.
Bueno, hay que estar atento porque aquí no hay que darle a la X para... Almirante Aristóteles Wilfrey. Envió una misteriosa invitación. Vive en una isla solitaria. Bueno, era su manta era su batita de millonetis. ¿Un café?
Any ideas, old thing?
Ah,
I
esto es
put the
pista, ¿verdad?
tickets in the newspaper for safekeeping.
Hombre, el café. Me lo he chivado. Igual me tengo que cambiar de lado, Tengo el cabezón aquí.
You know, we really must replace this waste paper bin. It's starting to look rather ragged.
Yes, and whose fault is that? Don't know why you keep buying these straw ones. You know you can't resist a nibble when you're peckish.
As I say, we should replace it. Yes, a nice new straw basket, I think. A pot of tea. It's still brewing. A jug of milk, delivered fresh this morning, I believe.
Indeed, yes. Miss Daisy brought it over personally.
Es muy Sherlock, eh.
One of Rumpel's many teacups. I'm rather fond of this scarf. Shame it's been on the short side there.
Poco corta. El pajarito este, ¿no es?
Ah, the streets of London. Fair to say we've seen this city at its best and its worst over the years, eh, Frumpel?
Nanny used to tell me the streets of London were paved with gold. Daft old bird. It's just stone and dirt, same as everywhere else.
Ever the optimist, my friend.
Ya, eso es. La patita. Vale, yo creo que ya está. Claro.
Ah, do you remember this case?
Hawks and Fox gang, wasn't it? Made a mint selling forgeries of famous works of art, until you stepped in.
That's right. Kept this one as a souvenir. It's a reproduction of the goat with a pearl earring.
Eso, la chica de la perla, cierto, que aparece en nuestro juego Profesión to Calvary.
WINKLEBOTTOM cracks the case. A touch sensational, but they appear to have got most of the salient facts correct.
Never mind all that. What do they say about me?
Ah, well, let me see. Yes, here it is. Lord WINKLEBOTTOM was assisted, as ever, by his associate Mr. Frumpel.
Mister? Dash it all, I didn't spend 8 years in medical school to be called Mister. Bunch of bloody hacks.
Well, never mind that now, old boy. We have to get going if we're to catch this boat before nightfall.
No, I'm quite vexed now. I shan't leave until I've had a fresh cup of tea to calm me down. This one's practically tepid.
Oh, very well. I'll make you a fresh cup. The pot should be ready now. Ah, here's the ticket. I'll keep hold of this for now.
Vale, ahí está el pasaje. Perfecto. Libreta. Abre la libreta para leer lo que Lord WINKLEBOTTOM anota sobre los personajes que va conociendo. Vale, pero... Ah. Vale, R1, L1. Pasa páginas, vale.
One of Frumpel's many teacups.
Ponle un tecito, venga. Con la patita.
Now to pour some out for the good doctor.
Vale, inventa los objetos que recojas se guardan en el interior de la pantalla, en la parte inferior de la pantalla. Pulsa el círculo para examinar un objeto y pulsa cuadrado para mostrar o ocultar el inventario. Vale.
A pot of tea waiting.
Vale.
Our ticket for passage to Guilfry's Island.
Vale. Un poquito ahí. ¿No? Toca arrastrar. Ahora.
And in with the tea.
Allá va. Perfecto. ¿Quiere un poquito de lechecita o no? Imagino que no.
One of Frumpel's many tea.
Ah, bueno, sí, sí quiere lechecita. Sí quiere lechecita.
I'll take this. Good.
Buena para los huesos y tanto. A ver qué me dice la...
A jug containing milk. I put the milk in the cup.
No sé que le echaban leche al té.
Here you are then, a nice fresh cup of tea.
Ah, that's much better. I say, this tastes a bit off. Did you put the tea in first or something?
Ah, was that wrong?
Wrong? Wrong? What sort of animal do you think I am?
A most fine one, my friend. Come along, we need to be off. The ticket says we are to meet a Mr. Walters at the docks, and he'll sail us out to Guilfry's Island.
Oh, very well. I suppose this will have to do. Tea first, I ask you.
Habrás visto. Primero el té. Ya lo he hecho mal, pero la travesía. Este Frumpel.
Ah, just smell that salty sea air. Takes me back to my childhood holidays on the coast with Guilfry. Even then you could tell the old boy was destined for a life on the waves.
Don't much care for it myself. Went on a ghastly school trip to Blackpool as a lad. I tried to go for a donkey ride. Donkey was furious. He told me I was too heavy. Wretched fellow.
Well, never mind that now, old boy. We need to find the docks and this salty Walters chap who's going to take us over to Gildersleeve Island.
Salty. Pistas. Si no sabes qué hacer, puedes pedirle ayuda al Dr. Farampol. Selecciona la taza de té del Dr. Farampol para obtener una pista. Amanda. Vale, esto aquí arriba de mi cabezón. Arriba de mi cabezón está la tacita del señor Pistas. El moro del rey.
One of the old English kings lost his head in the Great Frog War, if I remember my history.
Careless, if you ask me.
A number of wooden barrels. They all seem to be sealed up and in use.
¿Qué es este? Un mesonero. Con la pezuña.
Let
pone la
me in,
boca,
you bleeding crooked canine. Oh, hello, sir. Sorry, in a bit of a jam here.
Saludos.
Good day to you, sir.
Bleeding well isn't a good day. That reprobate Walters has locked me out of my own pub. I do apologise, sir. Shouldn't take it out on you like, but he's going to drink me out of business if I don't get back in there to stop him.
Indeed so. Quite the predicament.
Que tiene que tener cuidado porque... depende que esto... A ver.
So this is your establishment, I take it?
Indeed so, sir. Used to be my father's, but I took it over as the oldest of the litter. We do a good trade, serving the sailors and dock workers, even if we have to put up with less savoury characters from time to time.
I say, Winklebottom, I do hope he's not talking about the chap who's meant to sail us out to the island.
Can we help you get the door open? I'm rather afraid I have business with this Walters fella.
He's bleeding well gone and locked the door from the inside. And my spare key is in my bedroom on the top floor. How am I meant to get up there?
Sounds rather like your forte, what?
I do have a certain talent for retrieving things from high places, yes.
Oh, if you wouldn't mind, sir. It's the window on the right up there. Not the left one. That leads to the hallway and we had it sealed up, as it lets a proper terrible draught in right through the pub. We catch our death if you open that one.
I'm not quite sure what I'm...
Picking up litter, eh? Very public-spirited.
Me gusta Farampol, el cascarrabias. Espíritu cívico.
A number of wooden barrels.
Vale. Yo siempre voy lisqueando cositas, Me gusta lisquear. No lo sabéis. Vale. Ahí no. La derecha me ha dicho, ¿no? Sí. ¿Si robo? Bueno, de momento no me pone... No me pone ver, mirar.
Ah, pearls for a swine. Ah, pearls for a swine.
No lo vamos a coger porque somos personas cívicas.
These must be the keys that I put out.
¿El degustado?
These must be the keys that I put out.
Porcino. Vamos a coger las joyas, no son nuestras. Somos un señor. Ah, pues el collar, mierda.
Well, I can see them, but I'd rather for...
Oh, merde. Claro, ya no sé cogerlas, ¿no?
This seems unlikely. Lord Winklebottom committing common larceny?
Ah, coño, pero pensé que les ibas a
Lord
coger.
Winklebottom.
Te lo he dicho, tío. Entonces, ¿qué? Vamos, vamos.
Oh, well, I can see them.
Vale, pues... Vamos un segundito.
One of the old English kings lost his head in the Great Frog War.
Careless of you.
Ah, pensé que era solamente el cuadro. Me hace mucha gracia cuando me pone la...
My steadfast companion and colleague,
Cuando pone la boca ahí de... de hablar con él.
the door to the pub is locked.
Yes, and the fellow over there seems right.
Let me in, you bleeding crook.
Well, goodbye.
Isaiah, don't you think we should help?
Sí, coño. Pero tengo que hacerme una... No puedo romper la otra porque... O tengo que romperla.
Oh. Well, I can...
A ver.
No. This seems unlikely to be.
Que es que no quiero abrir la otra... Igual tengo que romper la otra ventana. ¿Y si va al muelle y veo algo? Es que no quiero romper la ventana. Dice que pillan un... Vale. Oh. Vale. Caja de herramientas, esquivador, gaviota.
A collection of barrels. Seem heavy, so they're all...
A ver.
A collection of barrels. Seem heavy. Excuse me, sir. Would you mind... I say, there's really no need for that.
Fearsome looking blighter, I'm keeping well away.
Me gusta cómo está vestidito y todo, ¿eh?
I say, old chap, a moment of your time. Greetings, my good man.
Good day to you. What can I do for you?
Greetings.
I have a ticket for conveyance of myself and my colleague here with a Mr. Walters. I wonder if you know the gentleman.
That layabout. Oh, I know him all right, but you'll not be going anywhere with him till he pays his docking fees.
Madre mía.
Nobody leaves this dock without my say-so. No docking fees, no permit to leave.
I say, Winklebottom, this Walters fellow sounds like a flaky sort of character, what?
The fellow over there is proving a bit troublesome.
Oh, him? He's harmless, really. At least as long as you don't greatly value your eyeballs.
Delightful.
You'll not be getting anything out of him till he's got his morning drink inside of him. And I'm not talking about coffee, if you take my meaning.
I see. The fellow over there is proving a bit...
Oh, him? He's harmless, really.
Delightful.
You'll not be getting anything out of him till he's got his morning drink.
I see.
Vale.
Well, can we discuss this permit? How might we obtain a permit to allow us to leave the dock?
Well, you could get Walters to pay his docking fees, but that's not likely to happen. Tell you what, I'm a bit short-staffed today. So if you help me with repairing this ship, I'll give you a permit.
Manual labour? Don't much like the sound of that. I have a surgeon's hooves, don't you know?
Well, what can we do to help?
I can do the actual work, but I've run out of wood. I need some planks or something.
Very well, we shall obtain some wood for you.
Also, this barrel of tar here solidified. I don't need much, but I need a way to melt some of it.
Some way to melt the tar, I see.
Shouldn't be a problem for a genius like you, eh, what?
Well, what can...
I can do the actual work, but...
Very well, we shall...
Also, this barrel of tar here solidified. I don't...
Some way to melt...
Shouldn't be a problem.
Well, what
No,
can...
mierda.
I can do the actual...
Very well, we...
Also, this barrel of tar here...
Some way to...
Shouldn't be a problem for a genius.
Ahora.
Right then, Frumple, let's see what we can do about getting hold of this permit.
Vale.
A boat hook. This should come in.
Trepa acá, que necesito eso.
A long piece of rope.
Looks a bit like my second cousin. Odd fellow. Was trying to offer people apples for some reason.
Qué bueno.
Let's take this with us.
La serpiente, ¿no? Como la de Blancanieves. Como ayer el juego este de Dono Topen, que tenía guiños a diferentes pelis de terror.
You know, Frumple, we might be able to make use...
Blimey, not the friendliest chap.
No, no, el tipo quiere su bebida. Vale, pues vamos a...
Ah, perhaps this is the vessel Mr. Walters will be using to convey us to Guilford's Island.
Dash well hope not, what with that blasted great hole in the side of it.
Ah, perhaps this is...
Dash well hope not.
Vale. Yo creo que todo está por aquí, ¿no? Ah, vaca. Es
I
esa.
say, Winklebottom, have a look at this tiny little boat. Wouldn't fancy me chance it.
Quite so, old man.
Nos vamos a ir en esa, porque esta es del tipo este. Esta es del estibador este. Se la ha
You
cogido,
know,
¿no?
Frumple, we might be able to make use of this sword.
Ah, vale.
Blimey.
Me hace mucha gracia. Y no puedo cogerla.
This seems unlikely.
Vale, vamos a coger las llaves.
Ah yes, this seems to be just the ticket. Perhaps I should keep this hook for collecting out-of-reach leaves.
Vale, ya está.
Right then, this should do.
Oh, thank you kindly, sir. Right then.
Wouldn't fancy being in that fellow's.
Pues
You'll
alto el bar,
bleeding well pay for this, Walters. Look what you've done. This bleeding barrel is bleeding well empty now. Get out, you hear?
Keep your snout out of me business. I be leaving in my own time. I won't be taking no orders from a landlubber like you.
I say, Frumple, this is the chap who's going to sail us to the island?
Fellow looks like he's barely able to stand, let alone sail a ship.
Aye, what is it?
Greetings.
Greetings, my good man.
Greetings.
Well, spit it out. What be you wanting, stranger?
You are Salty Walters, I take it?
That I am, and don't...
Then you want to take us to the Isle of Barghest.
Nope, I be staying here with me drinks. I'll not be sailing today. Not for you nor anybody else.
I say, you rotter, we have tickets, you know. Paid for in advance.
Nar.
Now look here, you bounder. We have tickets and you will jolly well sail us out to that island. Dash it all.
I won't be sailing today. I drinks me beer to wash away the terrible taste of the salty seawater. Hates it, I does. I'll not be sailing again for a while now that I've got that accursed taste out of me system.
Ironic that a man named Salty should hate the taste of seawater so, isn't it, Frumple?
Dashed inconvenient if you ask me.
Y tanto. Qué bueno.
Well, goodbye then.
Fellow seems more than a little worse for wear, thank.
Muy bueno, Salty. Claro. Los de Sal.
A painting of a ship. It's perhaps not the most refined piece of artwork I've seen.
Probably for the best. I wouldn't hang anything valuable in this place, not with their clientele.
This fireplace is as cool as the atmosphere.
Shifty looking sword, if you ask me.
What makes you say that? He seems like a perfectly fine gentleman to me.
Can't rightly say. Something about primates. It's the eyes, I think. Something in them is almost not animal.
Poco humanos.
I say, Winklebottom, this fellow looks like a bit of a bore, eh, what?
Ah, oh, qué
Yeah,
chiste
very
más
good,
malo.
Frumple.
Hay chistes malos y luego está este.
I say,
Por si,
Winklebottom, this
no lo
fellow
he
looks
visto.
like a bit of a bore, eh, what?
Yes, very good, Frumple.
Al menos está bien traducido. Por si no lo has visto. Pero como lo dice en inglés.
I say, Winklebottom, this fellow looks like a bit of a bore, eh, what?
Yes, very good, Frumple.
Ah, boar en vez de boar, pork, ¿no?
I say, Winklebottom, this fellow looks like a bit of a bore, eh, what?
Yes, very good.
¿Qué será?
A barrel made from wooden planks. It's...
Vale, está vacío.
I say, barkeep, would you mind off...
You'd be doing me a favour. That beer's so...
Damned if I can figure out where you keep all this stuff, Winklebottom.
Vale, esto es la bebida para el otro, ¿no? Un poquito de ron.
I presume this is the landlord...
Ah, yes. Handsome looking sow, isn't she?
How can I help you, sir?
I wonder what you can tell us about the sailor who's been slumped over that table over there.
The bane of my bleeding existence, that's what he is. He's cleared me out. Can you believe it? Drunk all me bleeding beer he has.
Very bothersome, I'm sure. I say, old chap, any chance of lighting the fire? There's a bit of a nip in the air after all.
No bleeding way. Cost me money, that does. And with that waste of space drinking me out of house and home, I need to save every last shilling. I'd have to get a lot colder before
Vale.
I start a fire.
Pillado.
Well, thank you.
Very good, sir.
Pillado, vale, perfecto. Entonces ahora esto.
A rum jug.
Suspicious, you think? Maybe an important clue.
No, Frumple, I mean it's a jug full of rum.
Madre mía.
Get your bleeding hooves off. I mean...
I have reservations about doing...
Yar! What terrible siren song be that? Last orders are upon us
Vale, le robo la
already.
birra. Le robo la birra, ¿no?
Quick, you rapacious rapscallion. I've been eating more beer. Just 1 minute. Don't think you can pinch me. That be mine, you great thieving. Ah, 'twas but a false alarm.
A sailor's glass of beer. One would hope it...
¿Cómo le engaño?
Yar! What? Quick, you rapacious rapscallion.
This seems unlikely. I have
Ah, 'twas but a false alarm. Yar! What terror! Quick, you rapacious. What's that noise? Hey, get your pilfering paws. Ah, 'twas but a false alarm.
These are made by the finest...
Vas, la tengo que quitar.
A sailor's glass of beer. One would hope it is...
That be mine, you great thieving scat.
Vale.
No.
Igual si toco, espera.
Any ideas, old
No,
thing?
no, no.
Well, we probably need to get the things that puffin fellow is...
El frailecillo. No sé qué es el... Espera, no quiero taza, quiero campana.
Yar! What? Quick, you rap...
Get your bleeding hooves...
Ah, 'twas but a false alarm.
Vale, pues vamos a hacer las cositas estas. Me imagino luego lo podemos robar la cerveza. Espero que sí. Tenemos madera para darle. Tenemos que romper esto para hacer más, para que haga más frío. Vamos a dar la madera. A ver.
Here you are.
It's a good effort, but I can't very well plug this hole with a wacky great barrel now, can I?
¿Qué no puede qué?
I say, old chap, remember... Well,
No, ¿qué me ha dicho del este?
there you are. A barrel. It's made...
It's a good effort, but I can't very well plug this hole with a wacky great barrel now, can I?
Partirlo, vale. Vale. Entonces tenemos que romper la ventana, hacer que haga frío. Aunque primero tengo que conseguir la bebida. Para el tipo este.
Now let's see if we can... No, it's no good.
Give another go. Probably just...
Well, if you say so. Oh.
Uy.
Oh dear, well that didn't go entirely according...
Still got the job done.
Yo es que voy a tirar una botella.
I'd really rather... I say, it is rather...
Oh, for goodness sake.
Hola, perrete, vete para allá. Vale, tenemos para esto el de la brea. Vale, entonces tenemos que intentar despisar con esta.
I
Now look here, you bounder.
won't be sailing today.
Ironic that a man named...
Dashed income.
Well,
Fellow seems more than little. Gives the place a rather cozy feel.
Sí que se lo da así.
A rum jug.
Suspicious, you think?
No, Frumple, I mean it's a jug.
Yar! What? Quick, you're a...
No, I don't think this... I'm really not sure what...
Ah, 'twas but a false alarm.
Es que necesito la bebida para el tipo este.
Yar! What terrible siren song be that? Quick, you're a... Just 1 minute. Don't that be mo... Ah, 'twas but a false alarm.
¿Y qué le pongo en medio? Igual la colita, igual.
Yar! What? Quick, you're a...
Since the landlord is looking the other way, perhaps I might borrow this for a moment. I'll be sure to...
Fella's probably used to things going walkabout in the...
Ah, 'twas but a false alarm.
No, I don't think this...
Pues le voy a atizar o qué.
Yar! What terrible sirens...
¿Le toca atizar al tipo este?
Quick, you're a...
I'd really rather not...
Ah, 'twas but a false alarm.
¿Le toca atizar?
I have reservation.
Ah, vale.
I'm really not sure what the plan...
Vale, he cogido el atizador. ¿El atizador para qué?
No, I don't... I'd really rather...
Sí.
I have no idea what these are for, but they look... No, I don't think... This seems unlikely.
How can I help?
Vale.
I say, old boy, would you mind awfully letting us have that?
Well, I suppose you did help me get back into my pub.
Ah, ahora sí.
Well, thank you.
Very good.
Vale, ahora sí, ¿no?
We should take our reward.
Coño, por fin, macho.
I have
Ahora sí. Que, joder, encima hacemos el favor al tío este y no nos da nada. O sea, tenemos que romperla esta, el... Hola, toma.
Here you are then, sir. Some alcohol, perhaps.
I say, you nearly ripped your blasted hoof off.
Toma, 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 toma.
Well, that seems to have calmed him down considerably. But I can't help but feel we aren't really helping.
Ya. Pero bueno.
I'd really rather not.
Vale, vale,
Now
bueno.
this fellow has calmed down, I'm sure he won't object to his... You see? Doesn't matter. This tar is hard as rock. We'll need to heat it.
Can't stand the filthy stuff. Looks like mud, but just you try wallowing in it. You need a chisel to get it off you.
Can't even chip any out with this. We'll need something hot to melt the tar, I fear.
Vale.
I'd really rather... Now, Frumple, you hold onto the barrel, and I'll attempt to chop it up.
Careful where you're waving that thing. Know what the doctor's around to patch me up if you slip, you know.
Ahora, toma, activador. Sí.
Will this do the job?
Ah, yes. This'll do nicely. I could use this wood for me repairs.
Perfecto. Vale.
A collection of barrels. This tar is hard as rock.
Can't stand the filthy stuff. Looks like mud, but just you try wallowing in it. You need a chisel to get it off you.
This tar is...
Can't stand the filthy stuff. Looks like mud, but just you try wallowing.
Can't even chip any out with this. We'll need something hot to melt the tar, I fear.
No se puede calentar.
Now to heat this poker up somewhat.
Be careful with that thing. Don't want to burn a hole.
Right then, Frumble, just watch this. Yes, the hot poker is melting through the tar like butter.
Oh, what a noxious sniff. Let's get...
No. This tar is hard as rock. We'll need to heat it up to get any out.
Can't stand the filthy stuff. Looks like mud, but just you try...
This is just what I need. I could use this to waterproof. Thank you for that, fellas. Now I can repair the hole. First class job. Even if I do say so myself.
Well, nobody else is likely to.
Well, with that done, I'm finished for the day, so you're both free to
Good
go.
shit.
Give this permit to Walters and let him know his debt is cleared. This time.
Bien, bien. Ahora a ver. Se me ha quedado sobrio. Ya. De no beber tanta cerveza, quedas igual.
What is...
I say, old boy, we have a permit here. You're free to leave the docks whenever you wish.
Does that long neck of yours make you hard of hearing or something? I already said I'll not be leaving here while I still have me drinks.
I say, this is just too much. You, sir, are a cad, a bounder, a dashed rotter, hang it all.
Steady on there, old boy.
¿Qué le ha dicho al
I say,
final?
old boy.
Does that long neck...
I say, this is just...
Steady on there, old...
Calma, amigo.
Well, good...
Fellow seems more than little...
Yar! What terrible sirens! Quick, you rapacious rapscallion!
No, I don't think...
Just 1 minute. That be mine, you...
Vale, hay
Twas but a
que...
false alarm.
Do you mind, sir? I'm serving this fellow at the moment.
Yar! What? Quick, you rapacious...
I don't know about you, Frumple, but I'm a touch of a touch.
Chap must be completely half-cut if you drunk that lot.
Twas but a false alarm.
A sailor's glass of... I have reservation.
Yar! Quick, you rapacious...
A sailor's glass of beer. One would have... I'd really rather...
Twas but a false alarm.
Hay que hacer algo. ¿Por qué? No lo sé. Pero hay que hacer algo. A ver si hablamos con él.
How can I help you?
Ya no.
Well, thank...
Very good.
No, espera.
How can I help?
I wonder what you can tell us about...
The bane of my bleeding existence.
Very bothersome, man. I wonder what you...
The bane...
Very Well, thank you for your...
Very good.
¿Cómo le hago yo al tipo este para que se vaya?
Oi, what?
Now look here.
I won't.
Ironic that a man.
Dashed inconvenient. Now look here, you.
I won't be.
Ironic that a man named.
Dashed inconvenient.
I say, old boy, we have a permit here. You're
Does that long neck?
I say, this
steady. Well, goodbye.
fellow seems more than.
Vale, entonces quizá los barriles de fuera hay que exterminarlos o cómo va la cosa.
A number of wooden barrels. They all seem to.
¿Esto del suelo es algo? Que esto no va a dejar de cogerlo porque dice que es un tío.
Lord Winklebottom.
No sé qué haces. ¿Cómo vas, chavalote? ¿Cómo estás? ¡Wow! ¿Y esto? ¡Wow! ¡Wow! ¿Es un jueguito nuevo?
I'd really rather not.
¿Un jueguito nuevo?
No, sorry.
¿Un poquito de Black Sabbath?
I have read.
¿Un poquito de Black Sabbath? Calma el tipo ese. Está guay. Si es que tienes que verte el vídeo de compras, chavalote. El vídeo de lanzamientos del mes. Salió el otro día. Bueno, salió ayer o antes. Con recomendaciones.
I say, Winklebottom, have a look at this tiny little boat. Wouldn't fancy my chances trying to cross the sea in this thing, eh?
Quite so.
A ver, tengo que quitar al bicho este, pero... Sí, esto es guay, sí. Todo bien, pero... Uno que sape. Parte cortito, perfecto. Bien niquelado. Tengo que despisar el tipo ese, no sé cómo hacerlo. Claro, ¿ves? Es que tiene una portada muy molona, mira qué portada más molona. ¿Has visto? Hasta el canto es molón. ¿Has visto? A ver, con la figurita. Está chulo. Es multi 4, así que no te preocupes. Este no me lo dice, no. El Dano Topper sí me dice, no lo abras, no. Este no. Aunque me vino rota la caja. Au. Me vino con el... Me vino todo roto. Parte de arriba. Me acordé de ti, de tu super caja de... Aunque nada comparado con la tuya, de Red. Madre mía, qué estropicio. La tuya de Red. Madre. Nunca he visto una caja tan hecha mierda. Tengo que dejar sin cerveza, no dejar sin cerveza, tío.
This seems unlikely. I'm really not sure what the plan.
Yo tampoco estoy seguro.
These are made by the finest craft sauces. No.
FNAS. Todo en FNAS. Sí. Sí, estos son por los de GLS, o no sé. Bueno, es la primera vez que me viene así también, ¿eh? Pero bueno. Al menos el papel está bien. Ah, y además tiene contraportada. Sí, me ha hecho la caja mierda. Es la primera vez que me llega la caja tan mal. Viene esta hoja de nada. Pero por suerte la parte de atrás está bien. O sea, el papel está bien. Está nuevo. Pero ves, a ver, no se va a ver. Pero la caja está rota por ahí. Ahí se ve, la raja. Y esto es lo roto, el papel, lo que viene roto, el plástico. Tranquilo, tú come y aprovecha. Mira, ves, esta es la portada trasera del juego. La contraportada, ¿ves? Nada, ánimo, me tengo que ir a comer, luego a currar. Gózalo como una perrita, gatita y leona. Muchas gracias, caballero. Espero que lo estés pasando bien con el Cyberpunk. Para que yo ahora me como spoilers. Así que veis, el próximo que subes uno que haya jugado yo y te puedo ver. Así que eso, nada, ánimo con el curro. Que el curro mira qué jueguitos te hace comprar. Así que un poquito de Psychonauts a todo, te metes en la mente de ellos y listo. Así que nada, muchas gracias por pasarte y cuídate mucho. Que ánimo con el trabajo. Yo esta noche también tengo que ir ya A mí me tocan 5 noches seguidas. Hasta los jueves que viene, hasta el viernes no descanso. Así que pienso que hoy es lunes. Chavate, cuídate mucho y ánimo con el trabajo. A ver si ya termina la lavadora. Y ya nos vamos oliendo. Estrategias o algo aquí. Es que es la campana, pero la campana luego a ti como te quito.
I say, Winklebottom.
La chistaco, ¿eh?
Yes, very good.
No sé si te has ido ya, pero mira qué chistaco.
I say, Winklebottom. This fella looks like a bit of a bore, eh, what?
Porci, no lo has
Yes,
visto.
very good.
Madre mía. Pues un porcino.
Shifty looking sort.
What makes you say that?
Can't rightly say. Something.
No le gustan los monos porque parecen humanos. A ver. Está muy guay, tiene un humor bastante chulo. Ey, espera. ¡Ah! ¡Ah! Aristóteles. Sal y otros marineros nos llevará a la isla, claro, bebedor empedernido, odia el sabor de la sal. ¡Ah! ¿Hay que buscar sal? Pero aquí no hay sal. Ah, si le echamos sal, no lo va a beber. Muy buena juego, muy buena. ¿Y dónde está la sal? En el mar, ¿no? Agua del mar. Agua dulce, agua salada. Ah. ¡Qué bueno!
Smell that, my friend.
Disgusting smell. Can't abide seawater.
Well, you should really keep your head...
Easy for you to say. My head is rather closer to my body than yours.
It's no good. The rope... I might be able to get some seawater in this, if only I could get it low enough. It's no good. The rope... I've tied the rope. Now I'll lower the jug down on this rope and... Yes!
¡Qué bueno! Buenísimo. Buenísimo, loquito, buenísimo.
Dar! Quick, you're rapacious.
Quickly, while he's not looking, just pour this into his beer.
Gar, what be this foul flavour? Oh, me last beer is ruined, and that picaroon pig won't sell me no more.
Do I take it you might now be willing to carry out your job?
No reason not to now. Maybe the Admiral can see his way to providing me with a bit of the old grog. Go way back, him and me.
Shall we meet at the docks then?
Aye, I'd be waiting at me vessel. Make it quick, mind you.
¿Qué haremos con?
We should leave these.
Sí, yo también lo creo.
How can I help you?
Well, thank you for your...
Very good.
Pues vamos.
My word, there appears to be a storm coming in. We must make haste and get out of the island before it hits.
Subamos el barquichulo ese. El barquito ese, ¿ves? Sabía, es que lo sabía.
Wait, you don't mean this is yours?
Aye, that it be.
I just don't think it looks particularly seaworthy.
She's a fine vessel. Served me on many a long voyage, she has. Besides, I be the only sailor for hire in the dock right now, so you don't have a choice.
That's not terribly.
Shall we set sail for the island then?
Aye, that we will. All me permits are in order, so all aboard for the Isle of Barguest.
No queda otra. Es lo que hay. Hemos venido a jugar. Ahora, amigo Aristóteles Wilkie. vamos a filmar esta en calma. Me gusta esa animación, muy chula. Muy romántica. Acto 1. Acto 1, el caso del difunto ajolote. Es un ajolote. No con nada, me papota muy con la faldita de ballet. La cara.
Hold on, I'm coming.
Débil.
Ah, made it at last. Madam, would you be so kind as to let your master know?
Oh, sir, it's terrible. A tragedy. The master, he's dead.
I say what?
It's true, sir. Oh, the poor master. I found him, sir, just floating there in his tube. Stiff as a board he was. Oh, it was horrible.
Gilfrey, dead? But this doesn't make any sense. He was in the prime of his life. The fellow was as strong as an ox.
Oh, a very tiny ox anyway. Oh, I say, old chap, I am sorry.
We should take a look, just to be certain. Madam, Dr. Frumple here will want to examine the poor fellow.
And if there's even a hint of foul play, you can be certain that Lord Winklebottom will get to the bottom of it.
Oh, my lord, thank God you're here. The master spoke of you often.
Tell me, who else is in the house?
Well, my lord, there's the staff. That's myself and Ambrose, the butler. The gong over there should summon him. Also Pumphrey, the gardener, though he's been moping around outside of late. Miserable old sod he is. Oh, sorry, my lord.
Anybody else?
Oh, yes, my lord. There are a great many guests here today. The master had a big announcement to make, he said.
Right, Frumple, we should have a look at poor Gilfrey, then introduce ourselves to the other guests. Thank you, madam, you've been most helpful.
You're welcome, my lord. Have you any luggage with you? I can have Ambrose take it upstairs for you.
Alas, no, we lost most of our possessions on the journey over here. Our means of conveyance turned out to be a touch unstable.
It was all I could do to keep hold of me tea.
Buenísimo. Vale, Edelberta y Constance. Vale, vamos a ver una cosita. Vale, envió una misteriosa invitación. Este es el tipo que envía la misteriosa invitación porque piensa que le van a asesinar, ¿no? Entonces, pero ya han asesinado. Imagino que iría a enunciar el heredero, ¿no? Había muerto en un tubo, ¿no? O en su tubo, en un tubo. Universidad solitaria, Ambrosio, mayordomo de Wilfrey, perezoso, ¿no? Bastante perezoso. Queda Berley Clutenberg, bueno, Ambrosio, Berley Clutenberg, queda de Wilfrey, Salty Walters, vale, del sabor, y ya está, ¿no? Voy a ver si le acaba la lavadora. Ahora vuelvo. Vamos a ver. Vale, todavía no ha terminado la lavadora. Vale, vamos a seguir olisqueando por aquí.
A bust of the great composer.
No, tome.
Not just a great composer, but an excellent tricks too, you know. I hear he was an expert at rolling over.
Qué bueno.
A bust of the great Caesar. Gilfrey was most interested in ancient history.
Good grief, look at his eyes. They look even more soulless than the real thing.
What
Qué
is it
bueno,
with you and primates, Frumple?
Qué bueno del lápiz este, del país de los monos, ¿cómo es el planeta? ¿Cómo se llama la película? Bueno, esa es la película esta de los monos, del planeta de los monos, ¿no? El planeta de los simios, eso. El planeta de los simios, de Beethoven, la película y el compositor, buenísimo, ¿eh? Y esto de César y del que se llama César, el de la peli.
Another fine piece of artwork from Gilfrey's collection.
Qué bueno.
This is a portrait of Gilfrey's late wife, Ethelberta. She died tragically young a few years ago.
How did she die, anyway?
It was a terrible incident involving an airship.
I say, crashed with her on board?
No, she flew too close to the propellers and, well, you can imagine the rest.
Oh, grisly way to go.
Ah, a portrait of the great fellow himself.
Distinguished looking chap, eh, Winklebottom?
A painting of Gilfrey's only daughter, Constance.
I say, Winklebottom, that fellow must have been going like a bomb when you ran into that wall, what?
I think I've heard that one before, and it's not in very good taste.
I suppose when you think about it, it is quite an odd tradition. A little morbid, in fact. Look, the poor fellow even has some of his clothing still on him.
This chap is beyond even your skills, I fear. Let's leave him be.
Pero ahora que los animales tengan puesto aquí animales, ¿no?
Another fine piece of artwork from Gilfrey's collection.
Tendrá que tener puesto aquí la cabeza de un humano.
Another fine piece of artwork from Gilfrey's collection.
Justo.
It would be prudent to alert someone on the mainland to the death. Hello? Operator? Ah yes, hello. I wonder if you'd be so kind as to connect me to Scotland Yard. Inspector Culver's office, if you please. Yes, thank you. What the devil? The lights have gone out.
Joder.
What on earth was all that?
I'm not sure. I say, the telephone line has gone dead. And look at this.
Crikey, that's a bit of a mess. What could have done this?
Well, one thing's for sure, we're not going to be able to contact the mainland until we can get this repaired. I'd like to telephone the mainland to report the tragedy that has transpired here, but this telephone...
Problem at the exchange, perhaps. Or maybe a line down in the...
Well, perhaps, but I think it's more likely to be the cut wire immediately underneath.
Oh, well, might be...
Pues no estabas tú, Beryl.
Perhaps we could discuss the other people who are here. Who else is on the staff here?
Other than Ambrose, there's just Pumphrey, the gardener. Such a shame to see the house so low on staff. Oh, my lord, you should have seen the place where my mistress was still alive.
Used to be more of you, eh?
Oh, yes, sir. It's really just a skeleton staff now. The master was away so much on his travels. More so since the mistress passed away. He doesn't need a full staff these days, I'm afraid.
What can you tell me about the guests here?
I don't know any of them well. It's the first time we've had guests since the mistress died. God rest her soul. You're the last to arrive, so you'll find them all around the house.
Thank you very much. Do you know why we've all been invited here?
Oh, I'm sorry, my lord. I don't. The master was being most mysterious about it. Something to do with his research, I'd fancy, but it's all beyond me.
Me vuelve la antigua empleada de la familia. Ostras, vale.
Oh, I say, a gong.
I'm not entirely convinced that gong is a
Gongazo.
verb, but very well if you...
Gong.
You don't actually need to say gong, you know.
Oh, well, I suppose, but where's the fun in that?
Strange, the maid said this would call the butler, but he's nowhere to be seen. That'll be...
Hombre, aquí invitados hay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 invitados. Aparte de la hija, del mayordomo y de la criada. 3 y 3, 6, 7. Son 7. Más la criada de la 9. Más la hija, 10. El muerto es 11 y nosotros 2, 13. Hay un tubito de esta, ¿ves?
This tube is part of the network of pipes Gilfrey used to get around the house. Being amphibious, he preferred to stay in these as much as possible.
Ingenious system, mind you.
Es que unía en su tubo.
Large double windows looking out onto the...
Not exactly the jolliest view one could ask for.
I'm not going to open these, it'll let it... A nice display of flowers. Lovely, delicious
Deliciosas.
flowers.
Qué bueno.
This painting is called Adventure Awaits, apparently.
Personally, I could do with a bit less adventure in my life.
Pero no sé qué animalito
A
es
roaring
ese.
hot fire, very cozy.
Muy cozy.
A fine-looking grandfather clock, though it appears to be stopped currently. I suppose nobody has wound it for a while.
My third cousin had one of these. I used to mess around with the hands to hear the cuckoo going off.
Are you sure that's not a cuckoo clock you're thinking of?
No, my third cousin is a cuckoo and he really hates me messing around with his grandfather clock.
Qué cabrón. Va a hacer casar a su primo. Buenísimo.
Dame Celia's haberdashery bag. Knitting, sewing, wool, threads
Celia.
and such like. I believe these are used to see into the future. Rather a pity they can't see into the past, so we could find out what happened to Gilfrey. I say, Frumple, I can see a mist starting to form in this.
No, old boy, that's just your monocle steaming up because of the heat from the fire.
Oh, then we probably shan't get the answers this way.
Tienen pulpitos, qué bonitas. Tentáculos de craque. Madame Lavigne. Esta es Celia. Salud. Greetings.
Greetings, madam.
What's that, young man? Speak up!
I said greetings, madam.
No, it's no good. No diction. That's the problem with you
Igual que
young
yo.
people. You need to learn to project, my boy.
We're not going to get very far here, Winklebottom. My diagnosis is the old bird is deaf as a
Pájara.
post.
I'm so glad to have you here, Frumple. I've no idea how I would manage without your expert opinion on such matters.
Oh, thank you, old thing.
Greetings.
What's that?
I said...
No,
We're not going to get very...
I'm so glad to have you...
Oh,
Thank you for...
what's that?
I say, Winklebottom, do you know who this is? It's Dame Celia Wellington
Bota
Booth.
de agua.
I'm sure I have no idea.
But she's famous. Dame Celia was a star of the stage. I had quite the crush on her as a young calf.
Greetings.
Greetings.
You are Lord Winklebottom, are you not?
I say, that's amazing. Did you see all that in your crystal ball? Or a message from the spirits, perhaps?
No, I saw an article about you in the newspaper earlier today.
Oh, well, yes, I suppose that would also work.
Anyway, I am very pleased to meet you.
Es buena pareja,
I am Madame
Frumple y ella.
Lavinia, and I am a spirit medium.
Well, quite. What can you tell me about Gilfrey?
Oh, that poor soul. Such tragedy in this household. First my dear Ethelberta, and now Aristotle. Their daughter must be devastated.
Quite so, very sad business all round. Very sad.
What's your connection to Gilfrey?
I've known Ethelberta since she was a duckling. No idea why darling Aristotle invited me today, though. None at all.
What can you tell us about the lady sat over there?
Oh, I can't get a word out of her. The old bat needs some sort of hearing aid, if you ask me.
These modern hearing aids are a miracle of science. Some are barely larger than a briefcase, you know.
Como una cartera.
Thank you for your time.
Para él será pequeña una cartera, para mí es enorme, depende de la cartera. Vale. Vale, en medio ni conocía bien a Delberta. Dame Celia de bota de agua. Es supuestamente famosa.
At least we know we can make more tea if we need to.
Oh, that's a relief. I feel like I've been nursing this cup for hours now. So I'll make it next time and put the milk in first like you meant to.
Right then, let's... I say, Frumple, do you know how to work?
Not a clue.
A bowl of fruit. You know what they say, Frumple, an apple a day keeps the doctor away.
Well, doesn't seem to have worked, does it?
It's
Me
surprising
corta
how often
cerca.
a good sharp knife comes in handy during an investigation.
Me gusta mucho este chiste.
A bowl
Me
of
gusta.
fruit. You know what they say, Frumple, an apple
Mantiene
a
al
day keeps
médico
the doctor away.
lejano. Pero
Well,
el
doesn't
doctor.
seem to have worked, does it?
Si está encubierto, ¿eh? Me gusta.
Frumple, you're the food expert. Do you think we should take this with us?
As you wish, but don't expect me to know what to do with it. I'm rather more interested in...
Vale, el otro ya está, ¿no? Vale. Ya lo tenemos. Cada episodio tiene sus objetos.
Just some crockery. Just some odds and ends, nothing useful.
Cachivaches varios. Qué bueno.
Nothing of interest in here.
El último. Cerillas.
Oh, there are some matches in this box. I'll take these, or rather this. There only seems to be one match left.
Solo queda una. Montacargas, 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 montacargas.
Just open.
Ahí hay magia, ¿eh? Ahí va a haber magia.
Ugh, blasted thing won't stay open.
No se queda abierta.
Oh my god. Frumple, look at this. This is terrible.
What? What is it?
They're keeping red wine in the refrigerator. This is sacrilege.
Oh, is that all? I thought you found something important.
Let's... I have reservation. This seems unlikely to be effective. Right then, let's turn this... I say, Frumple, do you know how to work one of these things?
Not a clue.
Solo para hacerse el té el tío.
Need a steady hoof to do this, as there's only one match left. There we go, the cooker is heating up nicely now. This seems nice and hot now, but I'm... A block of butter. Might be useful.
I like it when it's solid. Easier to take a bite.
Es el abogado, es que listo.
I have reservation.
Vale, entonces directo a toda.
How thrilling. I've always wanted to try my... Ah, look, Frumple. The heat has melted the butter into an oily liquid.
No sé para qué, pero bueno.
I can hardly pick this up with my bare hooves.
Well, what about your mane? That's probably absorbed.
That's a disgusting thought, Frumple. At least we know we can make more tea if we need...
Oh, that's a relief. I feel like I've been nursing this cup.
A ver, es que se encuentra un recipiente.
I'm really not sure what the plan... I can hardly pick this up with...
Well, what about your mane?
That's a disgusting...
Mierda, no sé qué ha dicho. Lo he pasado sin querer.
This seems nice and hot now, but I'm... I can hardly pick this up with my bare
Encontramos algo para
hands.
empapar.
What about
Vale.
your...
That's a disc.
Que empape, que empape.
This door appears to be locked most...
Yes, quite so.
Que empape, que empape. Algo que empape. Cocina. Servicio.
Ugh, this bed is absolutely filthy. Rumble, what do you make of this?
Looks like some kind of slime or mucus. I'd say this bed is used by a mollusk of some sort. Filthy buggers.
Pero sí, esa es la hija, ¿no?
This looks like a child's doll. It seems to be a cuddly axolotl.
Bit of an odd thing to keep around.
Sí, es raro porque ya hay uno. Es raro. Quizás sea de la hija, ¿no? Pero es raro que la hija no tenga una cama para ella. Mimbre. No dice, qué delicioso. No puedo ver nada más. A ver si encontramos algo que empape. Aparte de Killian. Ajá. ¿Que va a más gentuza? Sí. Uf, sí hay mucha gentuza, Y esta minimal, eso no es como es.
I say, Winklebottom, I wonder if these chaps know what happened to Gilfrey.
You could ask, but I doubt they'd hear, and I don't suppose they saw anything anyway. And if they did, they wouldn't say.
Malísimo el chiste ese, malísimo.
A collection of grammar...
Oh look, they have Sounds of the Sea featuring Periwinkle, Flange and the Crustaceans.
Marina
I
Callas.
love their music.
I think I'll stick to the classics.
María Calas, Marina Callas.
One of those newfangled gramophone players. The music...
Modern technology is wonderful. Just look how tiny it is.
Moderno. Fíjese lo pequeño que es.
Ah, look at him here, the pride of the Admiralty. They say he had the sea running through his veins. Ah, look at this, it's Gilfrey and Ethelbert on their wedding day. A splendid time was had by all, I can assure you, Frumple. Such a tragedy Ethelbert had passed away so young.
Yes, terrible business. Just terrible.
¿Tu pajaroto?
Ah, this chap is Lord Malcolm Schmidt. I've met him in a house a number of times. A great speaker, although I'm not sure all he'd make a good deal of sense.
Looks most distinguished.
Generally, yes, though not so much when food is around. He can get quite raucous at times.
Y porque tiene un cuadro ahí enorme,
Now, let us have a look in here.
Oh, just some papers. How boring.
Not inherently so, but in this case, yes. They don't seem to be of any great interest. Although it does seem odd that they're in such a mess. It's almost as if somebody had been rummaging through them in a hurry.
Best way, in my opinion, gets it out of the way. I much prefer reading things with nice pictures in them. Medical books have some excellent drawings.
One would hope that you at least glance at the words, mind you.
Imagino que sí.
A sporting trophy won by Gilfrey. He was always such a strong, fit chap.
Won a few sporting trophies myself in my youth, you know. Came second in the all-boys egg and
The
spoon
what?
race back at the old academy. They let me keep the spoon. Had to give back the anchor mind. Matron only laid it that morning.
An award for Amphibian of the Year. A finer amphibian you could never hope to meet, eh, Frumple?
Correcto, está en peligro de extinción. El axolote. El axolote.
A collection of books, nothing of any great interest right now. Various works of fiction. These are most likely Ethelbert's. Aristotle preferred his scientific tomes instead.
Ugh, Sharkspeare. The master's made us
Saca
read it at
squalo.
school, toaded old rot. Don't mind the one with the two lovers from rival families of mongooses and capybaras, though.
Various works of...
Ugh, Sharkspeare. The master's made us read it at school, toaded old rot. Don't mind the one with the two lovers from rival families of mongooses and capybaras, though.
Ese no sé cuál es. Ese no sé cuál es. De los dos amantes de diferentes familias no sé a qué libro hace referencia. Romeo y Julieta.
A relic of the Great Frog Wars. Gilfrey was most fond of ancient history.
I say, that axe he's carrying would do you a real mischief if you got on the wrong end of it.
Madre mía, ya está ahí.
A curious box. Oddly, it seems to be fixed in place. It appears, however, that parts of the map itself...
Oh,
I
mira.
say, look at this, old boy. It's Gilfrey and I during our school days. Ah, those were happy times.
Not for me. Couldn't abide school. The other boys used to make fun of my name. Dumple, they'd call me. The rotters.
A ver cómo se gira esto. Vale, cada cosa... Vale, tengo que encontrar la...
You know, Frumple, I'm not sure we have all the information we need to crack this puzzle.
Correcto. Bien visto.
Oh, just look at him, Frumple. Died in his house tube network. It simply doesn't make any sense. He was such a hardy fellow.
If we can get him out, I'll determine what killed him. Never you fear.
This tube is...
Ingenious system, mind.
Nothing to be done for the poor fellow until we can drain the water out.
We shall have to get him out of there if I'm to do an autopsy. Can't very well determine the cause of death just by...
Correcto. Vale, esto iremos luego al invernadero. Esto no sé cómo se llama, no lo he leído.
Greetings, sir.
Ah, hello,
Querido.
my child.
Querido.
I am most pleased to make your acquaintance at this sad time.
Pleased to meet you. I am Lord Winklebottom III, and this is my colleague, Dr. Reginald Frumple.
Bless you, my children. I am Reverend Archibald Peabody.
¿Es el relojito?
Do you know any of the other guests?
I believe I may have seen Madame Lavinia at some interfaith conference or other, but not to speak to. Other than that, I'm afraid not.
Do you know any of the other guests?
I believe I...
Do you know why Gilfrey invited you here today?
Oh, I'm afraid I wouldn't know. I've not heard from him for a few years, until just recently when he wrote to me out of the blue. I know he had something to announce, but I'm afraid I don't know what.
It is most intriguing, to be sure. Well, thank you for...
Oh, yes, quite so.
El gatete. Los gatetes siempre son sospechosos.
Greetings.
Ah, Winklebottom, isn't it? I've written reports about your exploits for my newspaper.
Oh, really? And which of our adventures have you covered?
Sorry, old thing. Not sure I recognize you.
Frumple? Dr. Frumple? You said you'd covered our cases.
Oh, that's right. You're the gentleman's gentleman, yes?
We're partners. Equal partners. Blasted hack.
All right, Frumple. Pleased to meet you, sir, but I'm afraid you have me at a disadvantage.
Winslet's the name, old thing.
Pleased to meet you, sir.
I say, it's true what they say, then, about you preferring to walk on all fours. Bit old-fashioned these days, what?
I just happen to think it's rather more refined.
Plus he'd bash his
cierto.
bonds on the ceiling if he tried to walk in the modern style.
Es cierto, es el único que...
And how do you know Gilfrey? Do you know why you're invited here today?
In reverse order, not a blasted clue, and I'm engaged to his daughter Constance.
You're a journalist, you say. Could that be the reason you're here?
Might be, old boy. The old fellow wasn't entirely taken with me, truth be told, but if he wanted somebody to get the word out about something, I'd certainly fit the bill.
You didn't get along with Gilfrey, then?
Well, I mean, I've never actually met him, you understand. This is the first time Constance has brought me to the island. But I'm sure he wouldn't approve of me. Crikey, my own family don't, so why would somebody else's?
So you're engaged to young Constance over there.
Oh, Winklebottom, I'm a changed cat since meeting her. I was quite the party animal, but fair to say, she's tamed me.
You didn't get on with the Admiral, though.
It was nothing he said, you understand, but I don't think he approved. Don't have a lot of luck with family. Even my own disinherited me.
I say, that's rather harsh of them.
Too many parties, I suppose. And being a journalist, well, is not exactly an appropriate job for somebody of my status, you know.
Most unfortunate.
I get to keep the title. I'm a
Yeah, por eso sí,
baronet,
eso iba a
don't you
decir yo.
know? But I'm afraid it's left me rather cash poor.
Es sencillo porque, claro, sí.
Thank you for your time.
Eso. Aquí está la hija. Ay.
Let's take these with...
Indeed, it will be, I say, sheer folly, because they're...
Yes, I understood. Actually, I believe they're secateurs.
Mal chiste, mal chiste. Planta suculenta.
I say, this is a most appetite.
Esta no, ¿no?
I once knew a chap who was killed after getting trapped in one of those. Sir Bumbles the Second.
Abro segundos.
This pitcher plant is full of a nasty-looking liquid. Some kind of sap, I presume.
What did you call me?
Qué por impulsivo. Cuidado con la manguera, que está ahí.
I have no idea what this sap is, and I'm certainly not going to touch it, but I know it's safe.
Hola, hija pobrecita.
Greetings. You must be Miss Gilfrey. Our most sincere condolences on your sad loss.
If it isn't Lord Winklebottom. Father talked about you often. And you must be Mr. Frumple?
Doctor, actually. That is, I mean, sorry for your loss, miss.
First mother and now this. I think we must have done something unspeakable in a past life to suffer so much pain in this one. Don't you agree, Lord Winklebottom?
There has been some terrible tragedy here, I agree, but I fear there may be some more earthly causes for the most recent one, at least.
You think there's villainy at work here?
We don't know yet, however his death was quite a shock, as far as I know he was fit as a fiddle before he died. In any case, Dr. Frumple will be able to tell us more.
I think, if you don't mind, I'd just like to be left alone for a while.
Igual fue la hija, porque no aceptaba... Igual fue la hija porque no aceptaba el compromiso con el gatete. No lo sé, ¿eh? No la veo yo, no la he visto yo muy afectada, que digamos.
I don't really want to lug around an entire host.
¿Vamos a comer un poco?
This plant really does look frightfully tasty.
No. Vale.
Oh dear, how awfully embarrassing. I do hope that wasn't an important clue. This seems unlikely to be. I'm really not sure, but...
¿No puedo llevarnos para el postre?
I'm really not sure.
No, vale. Nos vamos. Pero no hemos encontrado ningún sitio para empapar. Nada empapable. Aquí nos faltan pistas. Pues yo no he dado con ellas o nos faltan pistas. Si toco otra vez el gong, ¿vendrá? O no va a venir más. Algo para empapar.
That'll be all.
A ver si viene.
Go.
No viene, ¿eh? Ah, pasillo izquierdo y pasillo derecho. Vale, vale.
A painting of one Max the Tux Sheldon. I say, didn't this fellow help us out on a case once?
Indeed so. Quite a respectable chap now, but had a bit of a murky past, I recall.
Yes, gave us some information about a particularly loathsome fellow who'd been running a smuggling ring.
Tiene todo siempre era un marino, ¿eh? Muy chulo. ¿Eh?
I say, Frumple, this is a portrait of King Alec, a most popular monarch in his day.
Oh, indeed so. A very good old boy, as I understand it.
Quite so, Frumple. A good boy indeed.
Qué bueno.
A portrait of Vitus Barnus.
Maybe somebody Gilfy knew from his military days. Looks like a pretty tough, brave sort to me, at any rate.
Seems like a most agreeable fellow.
Cuidado que al revés, le bastante fiero, ¿eh? Qué guay.
Part of Gilfrey's pipe network. This one must have allowed him to easily get into...
Looks like great fun. Would be better with a mud pit at the end of it, though.
En un barrizal. Era lo suyo. Toalla.
This might prove you...
Absolutely not. Why, if you take that, people won't be able to wash their hooves after they're...
No lo permitiré, dice. Uy.
I'll just take this.
You know, I can prescribe medication if you need it. You don't have to go around stealing drugs from dead people.
It's an empty bottle, Frumple.
Vale. Pero él te decía empapar.
Look at this. Silly beggars have put the toilet roll on the wrong way round.
No.
You know, between this and the tea fiasco, I sometimes feel like I barely know who you are anymore.
Pienso igual. Así está en su sitio. Como debe estar.
I don't wish to go right now and... Just a swift pull and the water flushes away.
Isn't modern science wonderful?
¿Y esto para qué es? Ah, te va a derretir.
Different seats for small, medium and large posteriors. Saves accidents with smaller animals for...
Pues sí, he considerado. No muy higiénico, pero considerado. Vale, esto ya está. Vamos a cerrar, como que aquí no pasó nada. No me deja coger la toalla. Creo que la lavadora se me ha terminado ya.
The guest bedrooms are all down here. I suppose we should investigate.
Don't know why we bother. Even the daftest criminal isn't stupid enough to leave incriminating evidence lying around his own bedroom.
Nunca se sabe. Esto imagino que guardará solo, ¿no? El juego.
Well, that was a bally waste of time. What did...
I know, old friend, but we had to...
Ah, bueno, ya está. Rápido, fácil. Este no me deja ver el busto ese. Nosotros hemos dejado ahí el fuego puesto.
Ah, I do believe I've met this gentleman, a fellow by the name of Tobin.
Wily looking chap. I dare say he would have a tale or two to tell.
Indeed so, quite the talented wordsmith too. He throws around some most impressive verbiage.
Plan Robin Hood, ¿no? ¿Verdad?
This is a self-portrait, apparently, of a fellow by the name of Lake Cabilius, a renowned scientist and explorer.
Maybe a colleague of Gilfrey's.
Perhaps so. I believe I may have met the chap once at a party held by him and his husband. Very good food, as I recall.
Inclusión y todo, muy bien. Mira el estudio. Uy. ¿Qué esto por aquí? Creo que vamos a dejarlo por aquí. Espera, voy a mirar si la lavadora ha terminado. Sí, ha tenido la lavadora y Aziz, tío, no te he visto. No me he dado cuenta que estás por ahí. No sé si sigues por ahí, pero buenas tardes, Aziz. ¿Stream por Twitch? Pues a veces sí, a veces no. Hice el de Atomic Heart. Ahora que creo que de momento me voy a quedar por Twitch, por YouTube, creo. Pero bueno, pues va cambiando la cosa. No sé si alguna haré por Twitch, pero de momento aquí en YouTube estoy más cómodo, entre comillas. Creo que no estás por ahí, pero bueno, ya lo siento, no te leí, no... Buenas, Evalizalde, ¿cómo estás? Me voy a ir ya, pero ¿cómo estás? Yo estoy bien, ¿tú qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Tanto tiempo y tanto. He estado por Twitch. Tengo canal de Twitch y he estado subiendo en Twitch, pero también está un poco parado. He estado subiendo de poco en poco, pero bueno, estoy intentando coger el ritmillo otra vez. ¿Tú qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo te va la vida? Y también Aziz me ha comentado y no lo he visto. Estaba ahí concentrado. Ah, por aquí andas, vale, pues eso. Que lo que te he dicho, que subo de vez en cuando, no sé, según me venga. Ahora estoy jugando al Donut Open y a este, que son juegos cortitos a priori. Yo me enrollo, pero puedo subir a Twitch cuando... Igual, si subo dos Let's Play, quizás uno en Twitch y otro en YouTube, para no tener que andar cambiando títulos, pero no tengo ninguna preferencia. YouTube porque, bueno, viendo con lo que le comentaste al Chapa, que si los puedo subir luego a YouTube así directamente, pues genial. O sea, yo lo que quiero, como dice el Chapas, pues es tenerlos todos en YouTube. Entonces, bueno, según me venga, iré cambiando. Después de que termine estos dos, miraré. Ahora he subido este primero aquí en YouTube porque, bueno, ayer también subí a YouTube y por tener una regularidad en un sitio. Juego interesante, sí, está muy guay, salió ayer. Ya he visto, si no sé cuánto tiempo llevas, lo siento, pero me gustan mucho las referencias que tiene a diferentes... Este creo que es como Robin Hood, este. Y este también, pero no sé cuál es. Tiene diferentes referencias, tiene referencias con los animales y tal. Había un perro rey que decía, parecía un buen chico, ¿no? Good boy, good boy. Así son los perretes, good boy, buen chico. Está guay, aparte es cortito, a mí me gustan. Mítico caso de Sherlock Holmes, es clavadísimo, pero en animales, en antropomórficos. Entonces, bueno, está guay. No sé si se va a seguir a por ahí. Yo me iré ahora porque tengo que colgar la ropa, que me toca currar. Sí, eso, no, lo que me venga también, sí. Yo por no cambiar el título, porque por el resto de cosas me da igual, no tengo preferencia. Lo bueno que en Twitch me aparece el mensaje en el móvil, me aparece en plan, ¿estás? Y ya le doy directamente y entro. Y bueno, si le doy a lo de destacar, como dice el Chapas, probaré lo de destacar con algún jueguito, pero no sé. De momento estos dos aquí, creo que los subiré aquí, que son cortitos, y luego ya... Quizá luego suba también otro corto en Twitch. Intentar tener 2 series diferentes, no lo sé. Lo primero de todo es subir, intentar tener una regularidad, que ya sabrás también tú también bien que es complicado al final. Es complicado sacarle cada día un ratillo. Ahora voy a trabajar hasta el viernes, no descanso, por lo que a ver cómo me las puedo apañar. Por eso he cogido juegos cortitos. Pero bueno, el caso es poder dedicarle el tiempo y luego voy a subir pues donde sea. Así que nada, bueno, espero que estéis bien, espero que paséis un buen domingo. A mí esta noche me toca trabajar, así que bueno, si descansáis, disfrutad del domingo, del fin de semana, ya que es el último día y nada. Y si nos vemos partidos por aquí, pues bueno, lo dicho, nos veremos por aquí. Así que nada, un abrazo fuerte y cuidaros mucho. Vamos viendo... Esto creo que es el... Ah, no, menos mal. Iba a preguntar. O archivo. Menos mal, voy a guardar otra vez por si acaso. Vale, guarda más. Vale. Bueno, había guardado hace nada el juego, ¿no? Sí, el automático había sido hace nada, así que... Guarda cada poquito, eso está bien. Reducir movimiento de cámara. Bueno, pues esto de momento no me ha mareado, así que va bien. Va bien la cosa. Eso es, si sacarte por lo difícil y esto requiere regularidad, eso, pues lo dejé yo, eso es, pero lo haces bastante guay. Yo te he escuchado hablar en... Bueno, me he suscrito y te he escuchado por Twitch. Estaba guay, tío. Está guay. Tú sácale... O de vez en cuando te apetezca, casi total. Yo porque expectativas ya llevo muchos años aquí, yo... O sea, para mí personalmente me lo tomo como mi diario. Cuanto más gente te vea y eso, mejor. Y si puedes vivir de jugar a videojuegos, coño, ¿quién va a decir que no? Pero tampoco es algo que busque. Al final tengo mi curro, tengo mi trabajo. Pena que no le puedo dedicar más tiempo a esto, pero bueno. Me apetece jugar a juegos y si quieres un ratito, media hora, una horita cada día. Yo, mira, por ejemplo, he puesto la lavadora y he dicho, mira, entre que está la lavadora y tal, me encierro aquí y juego una horita aunque sea y ya está. Para juegos cortitos, si me pones Atomic Heart, que he estado como... Atomic Heart lo he pasado en 7 meses. Así que imagínate. Desde el 20 y pico de febrero. O sea, por no tener tiempo y alguna vez tampoco no tener ganas, no tener el día libre y no querer tampoco. Hola, buenas, ¿qué tal? Pues que lo hago en 2.0. Me apetece a veces salir por la cámara y nada. Pero bueno, para mí es mi diario, por eso pongo la cara también, porque es mi diario. Esto de que te reconozcan o qué tal, o... totalmente... Prefiero el anonimato. Pero bueno. Ya es porque la gente se suscriba. Pero bueno, al final... Eso es complicado, Aziz, es complicado. Me sentía obligado. No, tío, no, eso no. No. Tú hazlo por ti, Yo lo hago fácil porque, bueno, porque yo siempre lo he mirado así. Yo estoy aquí jugando y estoy solo, pues bueno, estoy solo. Que estamos gente, pues genial. Pero que si no, tú estás jugando, a ti te interesa el juego, no te interesa jugar al juego, ¿no? Pues ya está. De cabeza por ello. Porque me dejaban el Prime y me sentía mal. Vale. Te entiendo. Yo pues si alguna vez tiene una opción de monetizar o de tal, pues de momento no. A ver si es con un anuncio al principio y al final vale, pero si no, no. Bueno, pero al final la gente va y viene, ¿no? Es decir, no... Te entiendo que te sientas obligado, vale. Pero bueno, está guay, tío. Es que tu contenido le gustaba y bueno. Pero te entiendo que te sientas obligado. Es comprensible. Pero bueno. Es hacerlo... Igual que ellos lo hacen por amor al arte, pues hacerlo tú. Y si lo dejas, pues dices, oye, este mes lo subo, pues podéis dejar el Prime. ¿Sabes? No sé. Al final el Prime es algo que tienes que no estás renovando, ¿sabes? Es algo que tienes constante y te da ese... Te da la suscripción al Premium, te da eso gratis al usuario, ¿no? Yo si me suscribo a un canal no le estoy pagando de más, simplemente mi Amazon Premium le está dando dinero a él. Entonces, es como un plus. Otra cosa es que te den, yo qué sé, toma X dinero al mes. Pero bueno, al final es querer contribuir, tanto con lo dan lo pueden quitar. Así que tú no te preocupes. Yo te animaría a que volvieras. Ya solo por ti, si te apetece, ¿sabes? Si te apetece tener tu diario, te apetece tener tu Dark Souls ahí subido, de cómo te lo has pasado, o bueno, grabar partidas como tú quieras. Pero bueno, que no sea una obligación, al final. Pero bueno, te entiendo, pero... Igual que tú subes, dejar de subir, ¿sabes? Vale, es una pena que no sigas, bueno, es una pena que no sigas, yo pienso, porque bueno, al final esto me parece un divertimento, y subes cuando puedes y cuando no, pues no. Y al menos tienes este registro, tienes esos jueguitos ahí. No sé, a mí me parece guay por el tema de diario, siempre he visto así. Pero bueno, eso ya es dentro de cada uno, es igual que el Chapas. Yo el Chapas tardé mucho para que volviera, o sea, le costó mucho volver. Y si volvía solo eran directos, porque él se curraba mucho los vídeos, él metía mucha edición y lo metía muy bien. Yo porque nunca me lo he trabajado, entonces bueno, pues subo y ya está. Bueno, me trabajo algún vídeo y es como, trabajas un vídeo, un día el de Halloween, lo estuve como todo el día trabajando y es mucho. Pero bueno, luego a mí me gusta ver el trabajo mío, decir, oh, qué bonito me ha quedado. Venga, así me gusta, así me gusta, así me gusta que te despidas. Algún día no se descarta. Eso es. Creo que subiste el de Ring, pues algo así, complicado. Ahora el Front Mission, el Armored Core. Algo así. Algún Fury, algún juego así de estos que te gustan a ti complicadillos. No sé. Y yo, por ejemplo, subo este, que no me ve nadie, pues bueno, ahí está, tío. Sí, al final, tú por privado juegas, ¿no? Pues al rato que estás, pones el micro. Hola, buenas, ¿qué tal? Yo alguna vez he subido vídeos sin hablar. Normal. Y ya está. Así que nada, lo he dicho. Muchas gracias a la última chapa, a ti, a Cid BCN y a Seba también por pasaros. Cuidaos mucho y voy a colgar la ropa que la necesito para esta noche, que no se me seca el vestidito de gala. A cuidarse mucho, un abrazo grande. Hasta la vista. ¿Cómo se quita esto? Así.